This is the meeting of the licensing subcommittee via Zoom. My name is John Turner. I'm the Democratic Services Officer. Before I go on any further, we understand the applicant, he may be waiting in the room to come in. So if you could let him in at this stage, please, Kate.
He's not arrived yet, sorry.
Right, oh, okay. Well, I'll carry on and we'll just take advice as to when we proceed. So I'm assisted by my colleague Kate Sheldon, who's hosting the meeting. For the purposes of the members, if anyone wants to speak, just simply raise your hand and the chair will see and ask you to speak. If you're not speaking, we ask you to put yourself on mute. Tables the meeting to run a bit smoother. One final point for members of the public mainly, if members are looking to the left and right of the screen, they're not being distracted, they're merely looking at other screens where their paperwork is. So I'll now hand you over to the chair of the subcommittee, Councillor Karen McGowan.
Hi, thanks, John. So I'm Councillor Karen McGowan, I'm chairing this committee today. And I'm going to go around and ask people to introduce themselves. So, Josie, you're on mute, Josie.
Sorry, I'll get the hang of this when we've finished. Councillor Josie Patrick, Hillsborough Ward, a member of the Licensing Committee.
Thank you, Ruth.
Councillor Ruth Mercer, a member of the Licensing Committee.
And Roger?
Member of the Licensing Committee, Roger Davison, Ecclesall.
Thank you. Marie-Claire?
Hi, I'm Marie-Claire Frankie, solicitor to the subcommittee.
Jane?
Hi everyone, my name is Jane Goff and I am the officer from the licensing service to present the report today.
Okay, I understand that Mr. Smith's now arrived, so will he be coming into the meeting, Kate? We might just have to go around and just do his introductions again because he might have missed that, so sorry about that, but I think it's best that he knows who everybody is. Hello, Mr. Smith. I don't know if you can hear me. If you could I don't know if you can put yourself on video. Hello. You're on mute as well, so we can't hear you at the moment. But if it's okay, we've just done introductions, but we realised that you wasn't here, so we're just going to go around and do it again, if that's okay, so you know everybody is.
Yeah, I'm here also with my partner, Barry Turble, who's 50% shareholder of Green Grabs. Hiya.
Brilliant. Okay, so we'll just go around introductions again so you understand who everybody is that's here. So I'm Councillor Karen McGowan, I'm chairing this committee today. Josie? Josie, you're on mute.
Sorry. Councillor Josie Patrick, member of the Licensing Committee.
Ruth?
Councillor Ruth Mercer, member of the Licensing Committee.
Roger?
Also a councillor and member of the Licensing Committee, Roger Davison.
Hello.
Marie-Claire?
Hi, I'm Marie-Claire Frankie, I'm solicitor to the subcommittee today.
And Jane?
Hi, my name's Jane Goff, I'm from licensing and I'll be presenting the report today.
Thank you.
Karen,
yeah, John.
They won't. Yeah, I'm John Turner. I'm from Democratic Services. I'm recording today's meeting, and I'm assisted by my colleague Kate Sheldon, who is hosting this remote meeting. Okay.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you. And so, can you just introduce you both yourselves again, so I know who's who?
Yeah, so I'm Brad Smith. I'm one of the owners of Greek Wraps.
Hi, it's Barry Turble, co-owner.
Right, thank you. Thanks for that. So I'm going to ask Marie-Claire now to outline the procedure that we're going to follow today.
Okay.
Really straightforward procedure. Firstly, the licensing officer will introduce the report. If there's anything wrong on there, just raise it and we can address that at that point. It'll then be over to you to detail your application, to provide clarification on your application and to respond to the representations that have been made. So we know that we've received one objection, which is why we're here. So if you can address those issues, it'll then be, the chair will then ask if anyone has any questions for you, and with the leave of the chair, members can ask questions and officers can ask you questions as well. It'll then be over to you to sum up if there's anything else that you want to say that you haven't, The licensing officer will then detail the options, and there'll then be a private session for members to take legal advice. If we were in real life, you'd sit outside in a corridor in a room in the town hall, and then you'd be brought back in and given the decision. But to save you sitting around in a virtual room outside the town hall, we'll just give you a ring or send you an email later on this afternoon with what the outcome is, so you don't need to be hanging around. A couple of other points. So yeah, after members have detailed the options, there'll be a private session, and then you'll be let know what the decision is. A couple of additional points, Chair, is that at any time during the hearing you can ask for legal advice in open session or in private. That's up to you. And it is a public hearing today, which is broadcast. Obviously, there'll be no disruptions from people walking in and out of virtual rooms. That's it, I think.
Thank you very much. So I'm now going to go over to Jane for her to give us the report.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm just going to look this way at my other screen, so I'm not distracted. I'm just reading off a different monitor, so bear with me. So today's report is to consider an application for a static street trading consent within Chapel Town Working Men's Club car park by Mr. Barry Turville and Bradley Smith, trading Greek hot food and soft drinks. I understand you've had a couple of temporary consents prior to this one, which I believe have been successful. And this is obviously an application for long-term static post. As a licensing authority, we have the power under provision of the 82 Act to regulate street trading in the city, and a consent is required to trade on any street, which includes roads, footways, forecourts, or any other areas within the public have access within the Sheffield city boundary. I'll skip through the blurb about how it was all passed and whatnot. The application is to be granted for a maximum of 12 months and then upon renewal. So the application was submitted to the licensing service on the 17th of July, attached to Appendix A if you wanted to see. It is to sell Greek hot food and soft drinks from a catering trailer in Chapel Town Working Men's Club from Thursday to Monday, 11 AM till 8 PM inclusive on every day. The site is located on a private piece of land, and the permission for use of this land has been granted by the applicant by the landowners. And the application has been circulated in the normal procedure to South Yorkshire Police, South Yorkshire Fire and Rescue, Highways Department, and Sheffield City Council Planning Department on the 17th of July. Notices were also put up on the site of where the trading site is proposed. We have received one objection from a local takeaway business, which is found at Appendix B. But in addition to that, we've also had 41 letters of commendation to support the application, which have also been circulated prior to the hearing, supporting the application to be granted. So there's quite a balance in this case today. The content of the objection refers to factors which can be taken into consideration when determining a street trading consent, and they can be they're detailed above in the report at 2.8.2. Sorry, within the street trading policy, I beg your pardon. Members should note that the objection was submitted to one of the temporary consents that was submitted prior to this one, but it wasn't submitted in time. So the head of the licensing department agreed that because he would have right to object anyway, that this would be considered on this application. So that was the fair thing to do, because he didn't have a chance to object to the previous application. So that's why it was not quite in time of this application, but it was submitted prior to this. Everyone's been invited to the hearing. All the people that have sent letters of commendation have been invited to the hearing, and everything is within Appendix C and D of the report. I'll skip to the recommendations, and that is that members consider all the relevant information available today, any representations that have been made, and the street trading policy of Sheffield City Council. And
Thank you, Jane. Thank you.
Can I just ask, what was the opening times? She said 11 till 7.
11 till 8.
All right, sorry.
Is that okay?
Is that the correct time in 11 till 8? Yeah. Okay.
That's fine. So is everybody, are you happy? Is everybody happy with the report and the accuracy of that report? Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Smith and Mr. Turville, sorry. Yeah. Right. If you now want to put your case about your application and say why we should grant you the license.
Yeah, well, We trade at different hours to the takeaway across the road from us. So we open, we actually open at 12, but we've gone for 11. So there's flexibility there. We open at 12 and we tend to finish around 7 because the club want the car park back for the members now that they can open. Now the Chapeltown Best Kebab, they open at 4, 5 o'clock, and they're trading all the way through to 1 o'clock on an evening. I know that Usman once said that we're serving the same food, which is completely different. We're serving fresh salads, authentic Greek food, where Best Kebabs is actually serving pizzas and doner kebabs and things like that, and burgers. We have got a great following. We've been very well supported by people around Chapeltown and further afield. We've even had people coming from as far as Doncaster to eat with us. So word's got round that we're serving good food. We're quite unique to takeaway here in Chapeltown because everything that we've got is biodegradable. So if anything is thrown, which we hope that our customers wouldn't do that, it can rot down as well. I don't know what else I need to add to that. Have you got anything?
Was something different. There's nothing quite like it in the area. There's actually the train tracks go past us, and we've had a train driver come all the way from Harrogate and brought his wife to try one.
After lockdown.
Yeah. It's something different. It's a bit fresh. We've had a lot of good feedback from us customers, and I think we're good for the area. I think we work with Chapeltown Park, friends of Chapeltown Park, the
making donations.
Chapeltown in Bloom. We live very local, so we know a lot of people around here.
Also, we offer, I think one of the letters of support mentions this, that we're one of the only takeaways that offers a vegan option. And as you'll know, vegan is becoming quite popular now, and even people just trying to reduce the meat content. It is quite a popular dish as well.
Sorry, I was just reading the paperwork, so yeah. Is there anything else that you want to say before I open it up for members to ask questions?
Like Barry mentioned, we've to sort of like make the area look a bit nicer. We've planted some planters up outside that were already there, but Chapeltown in Bloom had not got the money to do that. We do donate to Chapeltown Park and things like that. We've donated quite a number of fruit trees and stuff back into the community. So we are quite active in the community as well.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. So I'm going to open it up for members now if you've got any questions. Has anybody got? Yes, Josie?
They could just ask, because you've had temporary consents before, how long have you been there for in total?
Oh, since about March the 14th, on and off when the days, not March, May the 14th. Yeah. We open on a Thursday. Sometimes we've missed the Thursday because the license has lapsed. So on and off since about the 14th of May.
And people in licensing like Andy Rushworth and everything, they've been brilliant. And Samuel, he's been really good and really supportive with us.
All right, thank you. So that's this year, May the 14th. Yeah, so it's very recent. Okay. And clearly, other than the one objection, you've not had any complaints, or we've not received. You're not aware of any complaints.
No.
Okay, that's it.
Could I just add to that? We would normally be doing festivals and stuff, but obviously with all them cancelled, that's the only source of income that we've found. But with it being successful, we're wanting to make it a more permanent thing.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it from me. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you, Josie. Ruth, Roger, have you got any questions you'd like to ask? No? That's okay. Ruth, yeah? No?
No, I was just going to say, have you got plans to extend your hours in future at the same time?
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
Sure. Have you got plans to extend your opening hours in future at the same site, or do different days, extend the times that you're open?
It's a possibility. We're working with Tracks Market at the moment, and they have a vision of containers, and we was looking to move into one of those, and then possibly reapply to alter the times and days that we open. But I think we're more of an early evening thing, so I don't think we'll be looking to extend to like the 1 o'clock opening hours. I think we're quite happy with the late as what we are, but working with Tracks, if they actually put on a market on different days, we'd be looking to work in with them to support and be a part of.
And I think that would belong to that wouldn't be sort of like in the next 12 months with the shipping container idea and things like that, because they're trying to get up and running.
Okay, thank you. That's great.
Thank you.
Roger, have you got anything?
Not really. I think the explanations have been quite lucid, and we know what the the opening times are. We know they've been operating since May. I mean, the only concern would be the litter that surrounds it, but that's nothing to do with what we're talking about today. So I'm happy in my own mind about what's been put forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Can I just ask a couple of...
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. The thing around the litter is most people take they mainly come down. The people that come to us tend to be sort of 25 plus, tend to be taking it home to enjoy at home. The few people that eat it in the market, there's bins provided and stuff like that. And as I mentioned before, that the litter that is, I've actually walked in Chapeltown Park with my dog one day and I found 2 pieces of our wrappers, and I was mortified. I picked it up straight away, took it to the bin. But it's wooden forks, it's not plastics, and it's biodegradable products only. I won't have any single-use products, single-use plastics in the unit itself.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Can I just ask you what your relationship is like? Just getting my head around where you are and where this objection's come from. Is that across the road? So it's not at the side of, or is it at the side? Is the premise at the side of you?
It's across the road. It's sort of like across the road and slightly left,
right.
up left, sort of more towards. If you know, do you know
Not very well.
Town itself?
I know the big roundabout
right, okay.
And the train station. Yeah, I know the big roundabout where the Asda and that is. That's what I know.
Well, there's 2 big roundabouts and we're in between them, and they're sort of like opposite us but further up.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. And have you, relationship-wise, have you spoken to Mr. Mohammed or anything?
Yeah, he's eaten with us. He's come across and
he's
eaten
come
with
across
us.
a few times. We've served him, and we said, "Oh, you've from the pizza across the road. How come you're eating here? Why not your own stuff?" He says, "Well, I'm tired of eating the pizzas that I make, so it was something different."
Yeah. Okay. I think that's it from me. He mentions, just in the thing that it's mentioned something about coronavirus. I'm presuming you've got everything. I can see from the photographs that you've got all the markings made out and everything. So I presume there's no issue around there. I think
I've actually asked one of the health and safety officers that are going around local takeaways at the moment for advice, and I've asked them to come and see me as well. Currently, we have at least 5 bottles of hand sanitizer on the front counter. Staff have got access to sanitising. Hello. Sorry. Someone tried ringing me. Staff have got access to sanitizer. We've got perspex screens up between us and the customers, and at the end where there isn't perspex, because there's a fryer there, and so people with sort of like maybe disabilities or people that can't reach over the perspex, they come around there to pay. We wear a visor at that point. So around coronavirus, we're actually just doing the Visit Britain Safe to Go for Corona. We're just doing all the paperwork for that, and we've got track and trace as well, NHS track and trace.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you. Thanks for answering that. Anybody got any more questions? Marie Claire, no. Jane, have you got anything that you want to ask? No, you're all okay.
Everything I was going to ask has been answered, so that's fine.
Okay, thank you. So if you've got a final opportunity now to sum up, is there anything that you haven't said that you want to say before we make a decision?
No, it's just that we are local people. We've got a lot of friends and family around here. We enjoy working in within our community, and also being a part of sort of the park and things like that. So we are active, and we still want to continue doing that because we're enjoying it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So now I'm going to ask Jane to give us the options of what our options are, please.
Okay, so the options open to the committee this afternoon is to grant the application for the static street trading consent as applied, to grant the application with any amendments, to defer the matter for further consideration, or to refuse to grant the static street trading consent.
Thank you very much. So what we're going to do now, you'll be asked to be taken out of the meeting along with Jane while we make our decision, and then Jane will ring you later when we've made that decision and let you know what the outcome is. Is that okay?
That's brilliant. Thank you.
I'll email you.
You're going to email Jane?
I'll email, yeah.
Oh, she's going to email, not ring.
Okay then. All right, thank you. Take care.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Bye. So Jane, are you waiting? Yeah, Jane will wait and come back, I think, in a few minutes. Is everybody else gone that should be gone? Yeah, right, okay. So how's everybody feeling?
Well, I think this is a fairly easy one, isn't it?
Are we confirmed that we're not